races. But we'll be moving on to the finish line for the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. What a race it's been so far. What a race has been so far, and these athletes have continued to show their great heart, great determination and tenacity to make it to the finish line. Well, as well, after 1 hour 26 minutes, anything to change your mind, to take it away from the Kenyans?
That's going to be hard. I remember Kipyegon doing greatly well at the race in Munich. He took the 38th position of the General Munich Marathon, beating his challengers by a huge margin. And he was a great guy. The 38th edition, he did so well right there. He was a newcomer in Munich just in October 2024, and he's looking to do something great right here. I'm rooting for him most likely. We're going to be one of those guys that we might be standing up for in this race. He's not done so much when it comes to marathon. He's also very good with half marathon. He ran the half marathon in 1 hour 34 seconds, Emmanuel. So that's a man to watch out for. Keep your gun. Keep your eyes and keep your gun. That's the man I'm looking forward to. Like I said, he was a debutant at the last event in Munich. Nehemiah Kipyegon, a great runner and one who will be looking to do something great in this particular race.
We've also got the Ethiopian, Siyam Diriba Tola, also from Ethiopia, also amongst the leading party for this race. Kipyegon, Gutama, also Gutama from Ethiopia, Gadisa, Bekele, Gutama, bib number 1860, also amongst the leading pack, as you can see on your screen. So we've got Kibet Paul, we've also got Nehemiah Kipyegon, Gutama, and also Bernard. These are 4 athletes leading the charge. 1 hour 28 minutes, so make that 1 hour 29 minutes into the race. And quite surprising if these 4 eventually don't get to be amongst the favorites to win this race when it gets to the finish line.
It has to be them. It has to be these names, and we've seen the paces get increased gradually. They'll get to that final stage where they'll have to be the sprinters. And that's when they'll be getting very close to Eco Atlantic. And you see them run those races that they are kept all through. But Emmanuel, sincerely, a whole 2 hours of running. This is huge. And some of these athletes are going to be making their name. I remember Faith Kipyegon. That's another great female runner. And this is another Kipyegon in the male category. We're looking forward to seeing him do something great in this one. And hopefully, he will come out tops for himself and for his country. Maybe also for a new name to make it through. As he went on to Munich to do something as a debutant, he's almost going to do. He's looking to do it again in Nigeria. Nehemiah Kipyegon. Keep your eyes on him. And for the women, they are not left out. We can see Guta also making that front row and just wanting to keep that pace and stay up there, even when it comes to crossing the finish line.
One hour 30 minutes into the race. As when are you ever gonna run for such time? 1 hour 30 minutes.
Just leave it at 1 minute for me, bro. 1 minute is fine. Maybe in a year, if you put it together, I'd have done 1 hour.
Easier said than done, not a mean feat.
I wouldn't put myself under any pressure, bro. I could talk for 1 hour, yeah.
Just participate.
I could talk for 2 hours, yeah.
So it's not about the hours. It's just participate. Maybe are we going to see you in the next edition of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon?
Sure, I'll be here.
As an athlete, I had to say that. Our current location for these athletes is at Bordelon. They continue to get closer and closer to the finish line at Eco Atlantic. Not too far away. These athletes have made this distance so far from the National Stadium in Surulere down to Bordelon. As they continue to move on and march on. Up next is the Lekki Link Bridge. And from there, they've got to the turning after Lekki Tollgate and also Oriental Hotel. Then they get into the main areas of Victoria Island, Law School, and also Eco Atlantic. So once they get to these later locations, then you've got Eco Atlantic in sight. And that is when, I mean, like you said earlier, separating the boys from the men for this marathon race.
It's not, for the viewers out there, it's no punishment. Because I know a couple of people watching at this point understand the routes from their offices or from their homes, or when you get through Terminal Bridge coming to the Eco Atlantic, you know how short it can be. But when you see this whole race, it's about making the 42 kilometer. And that's the brilliant thing they are trying to do right there. So understand that fact. Don't see them as being punished. It's the assignments they've been given. And I hope that surely they will make this happen. They've gone past a lot of places, starting from the National Stadium, going through the Domalong Bridge, connecting to Nickman, coming through Palm Grove, and also coming through the Betola end of Corona Road, entering Terminal Bridge to Urushoki. And at this point, at Bordelon, they will have to go make a turn, like you mentioned. So don't see it as punishment. It's part of the race to make up that time, 42 kilometers. And that's why it's called a marathon.
Indeed, it is a marathon for these athletes as they continue to power on. You could see the sweats pouring out from the respective athletes on your screens. The leading contenders, like we've mentioned earlier on, Kibet Paul from Kenya, and also Nehemiah Kipyegon. The Kenyans leading the charge. They are now separating themselves from the chasing party. And once again, like we predicted right from the onset, from the beginning of this race, the Kenyans dominating so far.
Just some brilliant stuff, I tell you. That man Kibet is really, really looking to win this one.
Any details about the athletes? Some more research about these two athletes. Well, also the ladies, the women, also a part of this Access Bank Lagos City Marathon 2025. Well, obviously the intensity from the men can't be matched by the women, but they continue to show their participation. They continue to give in their best. They continue to give in their all, and they say what a man can do, a woman can definitely do. I will leave the better for your assertion and for your perusal.
Emmanuel, what are you trying to do right there?
Well, there was no pun intended.
Maybe some things a man can do, the woman can do better. I think that's the right word.
Well, looking behind Kipet Paul, well, you wonder what he's trying to check behind for the chasing park, but he's compatriots not too far away alongside him. And Nehemiah Kipyegon and Kibet Paul leading the charge for this race. Well, two Kenyans. To be surprising if they don't make it to the finishing point as winners in this race. Well, never can tell. Nothing is impossible. I always want to say.
I'm not sure that surprise will happen, sincerely. Kibet did it in 2023. He wants to do it again. That's one great thing about athletes coming back again. And that's a man who has a personal best for marathons. As 2 hours, 8 minutes and 17 seconds. It's what he did in 2015 October, and that's one race he is looking to one record is looking to break again. He wants to do what he did here in 2023. Edwin Kibet, look out for that name. He's done it before, he's been there, done that, and then looking to do it again. That's the man on your screen. That's the man who understands these races so well. He was here 2 years ago, did the wonders. Last year was Bernard Sank, and he's looking to take his record back. And you can see he's already moving away from other athletes. And the women also are not left out. They're taking it gradually. And we're hoping to see, for me, some new winners. And Emmanuel, funnily, we're not talking about Nigerians any longer winning the race. You started this, Emmanuel. You have to finish what you started.
For the women, we've got Almenesh Hefra Gota, also from Ethiopia, among the leading party in this race. 3 women leading the charge. The Ethiopian will no doubt be amongst the favorites to also take this race, make it to the finish line. Well, for the men, like you can see on your screens, Kibet Paul, well, is now away from the rest of the athletes. Building that
power.
distance now.
I call this separation power, Emmanuel.
We've also got Urisa, not just Guta. Ethiopians also showing that they've also got what it takes as far as the women is concerned. Kebene Chala Urisa from Ethiopia on beat number 1862, and Alemesh Hefra Guta also from Ethiopia. The women currently leading the lines as far as this Access Bank Lagos City Marathon is concerned for the women. Three Ethiopians, you want to put that one? Guta Meseret Hirepa also amongst the 3 leading candidates to make it as winners in this Access Bank Lagos City Marathon 2025. Kibet Paul continues to show his dominance in this race. The Kenyan Kibet Paul continues to show pace, to show tenacity, to show that he's got what it takes to make this race. Approaching the 40-minute mark into the 2nd hour of this race. Well, it's been nothing short of hard work. It's been nothing short of determination from every athlete so far in this race. But Kibet Paul continues to stand out from what we've seen so far. No one close by. Kibet Paul continues to march on. It is the 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon from Lagos.
You talked about Alemnesh Guta earlier, the lady who did it in 2023. She did it with 2 hours, 40 minutes and 42 seconds. She'll be looking to do better than that. She has a personal best of 2 hours, 31 minutes and 49 seconds. And that's one thing she wants to try to work on. It's going to be really huge and strong for her. 9 minutes of difference from her personal bests. It's going to be a big one, and that's going to be also something to move Nigeria to that height, the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon to that height that we're talking about, platinum level. And this is clearly Lekki. You don't even have to be told. Once you see that sign, and for those who love movies a lot, you see this sign a lot of times when you see those movies. They are currently on Lekki, and they are currently moving at their own paces, and that's why we see Kibet, the man who's in front. Camera is really focusing on him, and he's currently at the Lekki Ikoyi Link Bridge. Great one for Kibet, separating himself, looking to do what he did 2 years ago, coming back to take on that $50,000.
A decent sum, if you ask me. As you saw on the screens earlier on, the athletes are now at the Lekki Ikoyi Link Bridge. Then from here we've got the turning after Lekki toll gates, and then to Oriental Hotel, Quilox Law School, Bishop Oluwole by Kasumu, Akin Adesola, and also Oyin Jolayemi, and then to Eco Atlantic, which will be our finish point. Also the women also approaching, and also as they continue to hope to make it to the finish line. 3 Ethiopians, all compatriots, as they continue to make it and also show what they've got in this race. The Kenyans dominating the men, the Ethiopians dominating the women's race.
And it doesn't look like we're going to change this women's domination for the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. It's always been Ethiopians. Out of 10 times, they've won almost everything, and they are just consistent when it comes to the women. We've seen Kenya do it in 2020. We've seen Ethiopia do it almost all through. We also saw Kenya do it in 2017. That was when Rhoda Jabokori won it for the second edition. Just twice out of 9, Ethiopia all through 7. That's how brilliant these guys have been, how resilient they have been. So it looks like they intentionally shared this between themselves. And I said something, Emmanuel, it doesn't look like this is the year we're going to be seeing that change. Ethiopia up against Kenya. Maybe we'll be looking to have the likes of Faith Kipyegon come down to Nigeria for the next marathon. So maybe you break that Ethiopian dominance, the strong Kenyan runner. That's just what I'm looking forward to.
We are 18 minutes from approaching the 2-hour mark into the race. It is the 10th edition of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon 2025. The elite athletes comprising of Kenyans, Ethiopians, Ugandan, and also Nigerians also in the race. But on your screens is the man leading the charge, Kipyegon from Kenya. He's on bead number 1. It's on bead number 78. I beg your pardon, Kipyegon. The clear leader here. He's got no one close by in sight. Kipyegon continues to lead the race. Well, while Kipyegon is in the lead, we've also got the other guys who are also just behind in the race so far. One of them who was also close to Kipyegon at some point in this race, Gadisa Brekele Gotama from Ethiopia on bib number 89. Also Nehemiah Kipyegon. Well, quite surprising how Kipyegon straight away from this pair. At some point in the race they were all together, but Kipyegon has raced now to a huge gap and lead into this race.
You just mentioned this man. They missed their flight and they got in yesterday night, the leaders of this race. Kipyegon missed his flight from Kenya to Nigeria. Just got in yesterday night, and look at how much of quality he's putting into this race.
Well, you talked about the Kenyans. I mean, you know, getting so late and now leading the race. I mean, how have they been able to do it? The Kenyans, the Ethiopians dominating these long distance races. Not just, we're not talking about the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon now. I mean, for the best of long distance races, you know, all over the world, they dominate. The Kenyans, the Ethiopians. How have they been able to do this? I mean, it's becoming a trademark for them, dominating these races. How possible is it?
Lots of factors, Emmanuel. But first off, you want to look at their genetic background. Their genetic background, their genes and their genome is really, really key. I think they have it over there in East Africa. That's one key factor you must look at. So sometimes it's not just the fact that they are very good at these races. They love to do things like this. They are very resilient. They have got that tenacity, and it works out for them so perfectly. So the genetic background is really, really key for them when you talk about not just Kenyans and Ethiopians, East Africans generally, when it comes to races like this. They've got that gene in them. You see them come in that very lanky nature. You hardly see, I'm not sure I've seen any chubby Kenyan. You get the picture. So it now also suits their environment, their terrain, where you see them do a lot of mountaineering and stuff. So like I mentioned, their genetic background is one of the key things. Another thing you should be watching out for or look out for when it comes to these races is the living and training at altitude that they have got. We talked about weather earlier. They are used to these weathers that are good for long distance races. So they built themselves, no matter where they go now, nothing seems too hot for them. Nothing seems too cold for them. So they have all of this at the extreme. And that's what you are having with the Kenyans and the Ethiopians majorly dominating, because they also put their attention to this thing. Another thing they are working perfectly with that makes them always dominate these races. And you even see countries come to pick a couple of them. We talked about the Frenchman who won it in 2018, also from one of these East African nations. The training characteristics they've got their coaches, and it's a thing like a natural thing with them. Not everybody comes to become a marathon runner in the end, but they have that culture of training themselves to at least a level when it comes to long distance races like this. It's almost a natural thing with them. They are very much good when it comes to endurance and exercise. Just like you talk about the Lagosian, they say when you're in Lagos you have to be smart, you have to have this thing they call Ogboju, shine your eye, that kind of a mindset. That's the way it is. It's a culture for them. They have that training characteristics that works for them. The physical factors, you cannot come out with being 80 kg and say you want to run a long distance race. So you check these guys, they're on their 50, 60 sometimes, and they are doing so well. So that's one good thing you're saying. Look at this man I just talked about now. Even as tall as he is, he might not weigh up to 70 kg. And I am doing over 80, bigger than the man himself. You get the mindset. So they do as much as possible to burn all of this fast, and they watch what they eat. That's another key factor. They watch what they eat. Their diet is very, very key to them. Like I also mentioned, their childhood. You cannot grow up to say 10, 12, 15 and you say you want to change some things that you didn't start from childhood. It's going to be really hard. It's still even easier for a teenage child, but as an adult, I've seen a couple of people say, okay, they grew up to like after high school they started playing basketball. For this kind of an event, you have to start from the scratch. It's not just about this kid, it's about what has been built in you. So your childhood physical activity and running is really, really key. And that's what you're seeing with the likes of Kibet doing some great stuff and coming here to just take these monies away from Nigerians. So it's not our thing, but we are putting, like we said, we are not looking at just going there to win. It's about making the world also come to Nigeria. And that's what the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon is about.
Well, beautiful insights from you, Aziz, because a lot of our listeners or viewers today will be wondering or might be wondering how is it possible for Kenyans to always dominate, for Ethiopians to always dominate these long distance races. And I mean, it's so easy, like it's inbuilt in them to dominate such races. Well, along the line, some athletes still getting hydrated. You can't fault them. They need to get themselves refreshed as they continue to approach the finish line of this race. What a race it's been so far. 1 hour and 50 minutes in to this race, and what a race it has been so far. Once again, we will continue to remind you it's a landmark edition of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon, the 10th edition. The event continues to go on strong and strong as far as it is concerned. What a race has been for the men and also for the women. It's been a wonderful race. It's been a decent race. The Kenyans dominating the men, like we said earlier, and the Ethiopians, the Ethiopian trio, you can see on your screen, also dominating the race for the women's category. And not too far away from the finish line now for the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. Once again, to remind you, the live broadcast is powered by what network? A race which started at 6:30 as we continue to march on and go on and on a beautiful weekend in Lagos.
Director, we need to see any Nigerian, and if he capture the other people.
Well, this man will be so proud of himself if he goes on to win this race. Keep it, Paul, from what you mentioned earlier, missing his flights, making it down to Lagos so late, and now leading the race. I mean, how you can quickly, readjust yourself from the rigors of, the flight drama. Haven't missed your flight and you're here leading the park for this marathon races.
I talked about something being in the gene. It's not just about running the race. Some people that said, oh, I'm tired, let me go back. It's part of them. If you can run for 2 hours, why would you now go back because of a mere flight challenge? They got in here really late, and look at the consistency he has put. So it's a part of him. You can wake Kibepol now, or wake a Kenyan up, and they're up and running. That's the brilliance they put into this thing, and that's why they are here, where we talk about them every now and then. They're getting really close. They're getting really close, and that man is the one leading the pack. Look at the distance. So it's obvious that we're most likely not going to have a photo finish for the men. It's almost obvious that we're not going to be having a photo finish for the men. For the women, it's still looking a bit close. And look at the followers. I think Kipyegon also missed his flight. Kipyegon also missed his flight. 2 of these top guys missed their flight yesterday night. And look at them coming back to lead the race. I love this thing called tenacity.
Kibet Paul continues to lead the race, lead the charge as these athletes approach the Oriental Hotel that just passed the Lekki toll gate. Kibet Paul continues to lead the charge, and they're now at the Oriental Hotel before to Quilloxton Law School and then to the Eco Atlantic finish point. We still have Tega in the studio as she continues to bring up the beautiful analysis and some beautiful interviews. Tega, over to you.
Well, you're back in the Watts Network Studios, the live broadcast partners of the Lagos Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. All right, and it's so crazy. We have seen the first runner. He's almost here. I can tell that the time is close. I don't know if he's going to break it, but it's really close. But I have with me in the studio the chairman of the National Sports Commission, Shehu Diko, and he's one of the people that has put together Push Sports in Nigeria. And he's in the studio right now. Let's talk about the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. What have you enjoyed so far?
It's quite exciting. We've been up since 5:30 a.m. and we have seen the excitement, the balls, and the commitment and the arrangement, the seamless and the very fantastic organization from the organizers, and the sponsors. So
it's a good one.
Yeah,
and we're seeing Kenyans who have come into this tournament to dominate. Kibet looks like he's going to take another one home again. But do we have any plans to push our Nigerian marathoners?
Absolutely.
Especially as we have the jobs.
Absolutely. It's part of our plans. We say we are going back to the development instead of more competition. So a part of what we are looking at is across all sports.
Yeah.
And we see the long distance running as one of our low-hanging fruits.
Yes.
Now if we do it well, we can get medals out of it in a lot of competition, and we can promote Nigeria to the global stage. So we are investing a lot of money now to get back our infrastructures working.
Yes.
The training sites in Jos, the training site in Gembu, in Taraba State, we are all working, both the government and the private sector, to get the back working. And then, part of what we are doing with the school sports, we are trying to bring back the long distance running will be part of the school sports agenda. So with that, we can get the talent as far as 10 years, 13 years, 15 years old. Then we can see how we can advance them, train them, put them on our programs, take them to our training sites, and if even they are good enough, better, we can take them abroad to go and stay somewhere to do that.
Fantastic.
So that in the next 3 years, we should be competing.
Yes, and soon people will stop going to Kenya. They'll start coming to Jos. Taraba.
Taraba, you go and see the training site is brilliant. So we are even getting investors to come and build like a tourist attraction we are speaking to people in the one in Gembu. It's a brilliant natural site that you can build to make it not just for training site, build a hotel and everything so that people can go there for holidays.
And just stay there
to do that. So with that, we can now have a consistent flow of these talents. For goodness sake, we are 20 something million people.
Yes.
We can be able to have at least 100 people that can compete
Yes, and I take this money from Kibet.
So we will do that. That's what we are focusing on.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. We know that you have to go now because Kibet is almost here.
Yeah,
we want to thank you for your time at the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon, and we hope to see more of this till we get to platinum.
Yeah, absolutely. We will do that. We'll do it. We'll do everything possible. That's our job for the National Sports Commission, to make sure we provide the enablers for this game to succeed. And I'm quite excited that my DG was laid the foundation for this.
Yes.
And now he's even not part of it, but you can see it's working seamlessly, which means the legacy has been put right.
Yes.
Whether he's there or not,
the legacy continues.
So this is how we should run
and this is 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. It's not easy. A decade is not easy to do something like that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So that was the chairman of the National Sports Commission, Shehu Diko. He's talking about training sites in Jos and Taraba. So if you want to train, you can go there. But right now we have to go back to the live race where Kibet is chasing down that $50,000. He wants to take it home, but he still has contenders from Kipyegon and the rest. Let's see if another Kenyan can take this title home. Like I said, they've dominated this event for the past 10 years. Let's see if they can take it back. I'll throw it right now to the commentators. Emmanuel looking around, waiting to announce this winner. And Azubike just sitting right by him, licking his lips, waiting to let us know how it is going on.
Oh, these outlets are in Victoria Island, as you can see right behind Kibet, the Sea Victors, as they continue to march on. Well, they've got Quilux Law School, Bishop Oluwole by Kasumo Ekimode, Akin Adeshola, Oyin Jolayemi, and also the finish point, Echo Atlantic. Well, these athletes continues to march on and hopefully get to the finish line.
Yes.
We're nearly there now, getting to the finish point. But meanwhile, why Kibet? It's in Victoria Island. We've got the ladies also just making it past the Lekki Link Bridge. And at some point we've got the Ethiopian trio. From trio, they're reduced to a door. And also the pair of Nehemiah Kipyegon and also Gautama just behind Kibet, who's leading this race. Kibet is nearly there. He gets closer and closer. Well, in a few seconds from now, we'll hit the 2-hour mark into this race, the 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. Less than 30 seconds to making it 2 hours on the dot into this race. And for 2 hours, these athletes have been racing. These athletes have been pushing. Who will be the winner for the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon right here for the 2025 edition?
Like we said, the 2023 winner is that man who has done it and is ready to do it again. It's looking closer, and the most important thing now is how many minutes left for him to cross that finish line. He's done 2 hours already, and it's getting closer and closer and closer. Edwin Kibet is that man who did it in 2023. He's looking like the man who's going to do it again. You can see him, all attention on him. And look at the cheerleaders who are also supposed to be runners, just enjoying themselves on the sidelines. It makes it all beautiful, Emmanuel.
Oh, we've hit the 2-hour mark into this race, the 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. And also Kibet's coach and bib number 77 leading the race. Well, safe to say he is the likely winner for this edition of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. Kibet Edwin Kwek might go on to win this race as the leading party. We've also got other athletes who are also hoping to make it to the finish line. Also got other Kenyans, other Ethiopians, we've got Nigerians also in this race. Well, all the spotlight, all the attention is on that man, Kibet Kwech, who might be our likely winner for this 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. 2 hours, 2 minutes into this race. Can we hit that record time? Just to remind you, it's 2 hours and 10 minutes. We are 2 hours and 2 minutes already into this race.
So he has to do it within the next 7 minutes. That's how much Edwin Kibet Kwek, the man who did it in 2023, has to make it happen, to break that record set in 2020 by David Bamasai, the Kenyan, who did it in 2 hours, 10 minutes and 23 seconds. That course record has been standing for 4 years. And how this is going to change now is the big question that remains to be answered. He's getting really closer. We can see his view, and we can see other athletes are not letting themselves down, not letting their guards down. See some other beautiful ladies also making this count. And we're just getting closer. Kibet is that man, the man who did it in 2023. Most likely, he will be doing it again, unless there is a sprint that is as fast as that of Usain Bolt and the likes of Asafa Powell to take over from Kibet. We don't know how this is going to happen, but we are just watching out for the best of the races, and we're looking forward to seeing what Kibet will be doing in this one. Like I said earlier, Guta is still very much there. The beautiful lady is looking to do something she had done before again. It's a tough one for her, it's a tall order, but really close. And like I said earlier, you start separating the best from the ones who have been there before. Kebede Chala is not left out. She was the 2024 winner, she's also on this race. Maybe she will just come from nowhere and win this one. Alemnesh Herpa won it in 2023. He's also looking to do something new in this one. Win it again in 2025. What a tough race we're having at this point. Like Emmanuel mentioned earlier, it's squeaky bomb time, and this is the real squeaky bomb time. Something we got to hear a couple of times from the former Manchester United manager, the legend Sir Alex Ferguson. He brings his words up when he gets tougher to win the league title, and that's what we're getting closer to. That one who will win the race. And Kibet has just picked up a bottle of water, and I'm sure it's not going to even take a quarter of it before he drops it off. That's a man who's looking like the winner again. It's in here, and it's getting really closer to see the best of everything. Shout out to Access Bank once again. A great job they've done, and every other sponsor that's made this happen. This is brought to you right here from What Network, as we are still very much right here at the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon.
2 hours and 5 minutes into this race. Can Kibet Kwech do this in record time? He's nearly there, he's almost there. You can see that he's almost approaching the finish line for this 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. And also for the women, Guta and Hrepa leading the race. The Ethiopians.
Mesh Erpa won it in 2023. Kevin Chala won it in 2024. And you can see the same Erpa finding some help just in that front position, looking to get past Guta when it comes to that final part. Just to confirm, the ladies have just gone past Lekki Admiralty. They're closing down. As suspected, you see them get a bit of more time to get to the finish line. Keep your gun. It's a man you should also keep your eyes on. He's looking to be on that podium finish. And it looks like he's going to get there. Quebec is very much in the front and is getting very much close to the Lagos, the Eco Atlantic gate. And that's one man who most likely will be nicking this one.
Keep it quiet. Continues to march on. Keep it quiet. Waits for confirmation of Keep it quiet being the winner of the 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. You can see viewers and spectators waiting at the finish line, waiting for Keep it quiet to approach. He's almost there. He's nearly there. 2 minutes into achieving that record number, that record amount of time. Well, on the clock, it's been 2 hours and 8 minutes into the race. Each athletes have given their all, but it seems Quebec Quetch has shown that he wants this more. He needs this more. He needs to attain that height and that record. For the second time, Quebec Quetch hoping to be the winner of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. Our time is 2 hours and 8 minutes. You can make that 9. You could see the expectations from the finish line, just waiting for Quebec Quetch to make it past. And he's almost there. Quebec Quetch. Quebec Quetch, he's made his turn into the Eco Atlantic gate. He's almost at the finish line. Quebec Quetch. Well, he's got a few minutes to make it to the finish line. Now the spectators are just waiting his arrival. They are expectant. Quebec Quetch is in. As he continues to race. Well, there's nobody close by, no man close by. He is the likely winner of the 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. He is in the Eco Atlantic City. Oh, what a race from this man.
The next question now is, can he break that record? He doesn't look like it, Emmanuel, because it's almost 2 minutes, 2 hours, 10 minutes, which was the time that was at the previous record, with some seconds, 23 seconds actually. Now, how do you get to do this? Like I mentioned, I intentionally mentioned that flight case earlier. It must have affected his pace and his preparation for this actual race. But you must give it to that man, Quebec Quetch, a very fantastic runner, looking to do it again after doing it 2 years ago.
How many more seconds, how many more minutes for Quebec Quetch to make it to the main finish line? Well, he's there. He's our likely winner. Permits me to be too forward with this. Quebec Quetch is a winner for the Access Bank 2025 Marathon, but he is almost at the finish line. There's no one close by. He's been racing. He's been running. since 6:30. And this is 40 minutes past the hour of 8. And Quebec Quach approaches the finish line. Once again, to remind you, this live coverage of the 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon is brought to you by What Network. And we are continuing to see Quebec Quach nearly there now, so close.
Just really focused on that man. You can see also one of our great sponsors, Casio and Kia. Kia for automobiles, Casio for anything that's got to do with the timing and all. Say thanks to them for making this happen. That man, Quebec Paul, silenced everyone. Quebec Quach, rather, silenced everyone and is looking very, very close to the finish line. It's the main focus, and it's that man that's going to most likely be nicking the $50,000. He did it 2 years ago. He's looking to do it again for the second time. He's going to be joining the classes of some athletes who have done it. I could mention earlier, when he started in 2016 and the next year in 2017, we had the same athletes. Abraham Kiptum winning it in 2017 and 2018. That one did it back-to-back. He's not doing it back-to-back. He's lost out on two. Benasang last year. He's back again to do it again. Against all odds, he's getting closer to the finish line. And Quebec Quach is that man that we are talking about at this point in time. What a race he's run. Edwin Quebec Quach came in very late yesterday night and picked up from there almost immediately. And he's going to be winning this one almost undoubtedly at this point in time, unless something happens in between the race. While talking about him, I just remember the particular runner. But let's focus on Quebec Quach at this point.
Oh, remarkable, absolutely remarkable Quebec Quach. You could see the spectators applauding as he makes it to the finish line. 2 hours, 13 minutes into the race. Quebec Quach is at the finish line. The Kenyan has raced to perfection, has raced into the histories of the Lagos City Marathon 2025. Quebec Quach keeps on going to bring this race to life. And here's the Quebec Quach is your winner for the Access Bank 2025 Lagos City Marathon. Quebec Quach has done it, the Kenyan. What a race from this man. Against all the odds, against all the obstacles, Quebec Quach is your 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon winner. Once again, the Kenyans, the East African nation, showing their dominance for this race in 2 hours, 14 minutes.
He actually did 2 hours, 14 minutes and 6 seconds the last time. Is he going to break that record this time around? That's the big question that remains to be answered. We're just waiting for confirmation. Looks like he got there a bit before 2 hours, 14 minutes. It looks like he has done better than what he did the last time. And we're looking at Kipyegon getting really close. That's another top runner when you talk about athletics. He is at the second, and that's a man who is closing down as quickly as possible. Checking also on his own time to see if he has done better than his past record.
We are 2 hours and 15 minutes into the race where we've got Quebec Quach as your confirmed winner for the 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. We've still got the second place, the third place to look out for as far as this race is concerned. Gautama also racing to that finish line. He was also among the leading pack at some point in the race, Gadisa, Bekele, Gautama. But after Quebec Quach, it seems like we'll be having Nehemiah Kipyegon as the nearest man to Quebec Quach in this race. What a race this has been. What a race this is for the Kenyans. Your winner and your runner-up, Nehemiah Kipyegon from Kenya, has run for 2 hours and 16 minutes into the race. Nehemiah Kipyegon gets the adulation from the crowd support as he also makes it to the finish line. So a Kenyan Kibekwach as a winner, and following by is Nehemiah Kipyegon.
Nehemiah Kipyegon, great race he has just run. That's the man I just told you about. He did that surprise in Munich, the 30th edition of the General Munich Marathon. He's got in second position. Couldn't win it right here in Lagos. He's lost them to Quirk, but at this point in time, he's looking to just at least hold on to the silver medal.
Well, the athletes are making it now in their numbers to the finish line as this race continues to hit up. As he continues to go on, 2 Kenyans have made it to the finish line, but what can they do from here? The Ethiopians also not too far away from this race. What an adventure it has been for the 2025 Lagos City Marathon. Well, as the race goes by, we will give you confirmation of the confirmed winners. We've also got St. Bernard Cherihut also amongst the athletes who made it to the finish line. Well, more athletes continue to approach the finish line for this 2025.
Looks like Church Bernard finished 3rd, and we're having another top athlete, Multike Peter Murimi, also reaching the finish line on 4th position.
More athletes approaching the finish line for this Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. What a race this is. Oh, one exciting thing you want to see is these athletes making it to the finish line. As far as this race is concerned, we just saw Beneye Demetiu Dechasa also making it past the finish line, the Ethiopian, who will be so proud of himself in this race. Two hours, 19 minutes into the race. We've still got a couple more who are hoping to make it to the finish line. Well, it's all fun and entertaining. We've also got a Paul amongst the outlets hoping to make it to the finish line. We've still got the women also not too far away from the finish line.
Kibe Paul trying to actually end that race. One of the elite runners. It's a good one for him. We must celebrate him for actually going all out and to make sure that he gets to this point. More athletes are still in it. We're looking forward to the first female to cross the finish line.
Who would be the first female or the first woman to cross the finish line for the 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon? We've got an Ethiopian leading the charge, looking like the favourite to make it as the first woman into the finish line of this race. We've still got some couple more as far as the men is concerned, approaching the finish line. Herepa leading the charge for the women.
Good to see also Kibe Paul crossing the finish line. Amenach Erber looking like the one who's going to win this one for the women. She's distanced herself from the others. She's got a personal best of 2 hours, 31 minutes and 49 seconds. She did that last year, October to be precise. And that's a lady who's getting really closer to that finish line. And what a joy to be for her to be the one to nick this one for the women.
Confirmation of the top 3 for the 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. You've got the 2023 winner, Quebec Quetch. And now your 2025 winner, once again, Quebec Quetch. As a winner for the Access Bank Lagos Marathon 2025, the 10th edition. He will go into the history books as the winner of the 10th edition, the first anniversary of the late Herbert Wigwe. Quebec Quetch into the history books, closely followed by Nehemiah Kipyegon, also from Kenya, who wasn't too far away. And also in third, we've got the 2024 winner, Bernard Sang, who also made it to the finish line. So the Kenyans dominating, and also they've dominated their first 3 as far as the 2025 edition is concerned.
It's looking like a repetition of what we had in 2023. Armenesh Erpa won it in 2023. She ran 2 hours, 40 minutes and 42 seconds. And she's looking to do it again in 2025. We've just talked about Quebec Quetch doing it in 2023 and doing it in 2025. So it's like bringing 2023 back for the top 2 of both male and female. And that's what we are looking at. Cameras focused on her. She's so resilient. The beautiful Ethiopian lady looking to do what she did in 2023 again. And after this now, Emmanuel, we can start saying what a man can do, a woman can do better, because we still got a couple of men behind. We've got the beautiful lady, Armenesh Herper, leading a lot of them who are behind.
Herper also getting closer and closer to the finish line for the women. What a race this has been. What a race it has been. I've seen the top 3 for the men, who will be our top 3 for the women. It is once again the 2025 edition of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. The 10th edition, live coverage powered by What Network. Two hours, 24 minutes into this race. The women also showing they can make it to the finish line. Herapa needs to watch her back. She's got another outlet closing by. She needs to watch it if she wants to be the winner of the women's edition of these Lagos City Marathon. Not too far away, we've got a Nigerian making it to the finish line. Gyang, Joel Amadou Gyang, has just made it to the finish line for the 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. What an achievement this is for the Nigerian Joel Amadou Gyang. A couple more athletes also for the men, just to be specific, also making it to the finish line.
What a joy it is to at least finally have a Nigerian. He will be celebrated really, and it's a great one to have him cross that line against all odds. And that's just to show you that most of these athletes, like I mentioned earlier, are from the up north. Giang has been doing this for a while and has just made it happen for himself. Joel Amadou Giang. Save that name and celebrate him anywhere you see him. Is the first Nigerian to cross the finish line at the 10th edition of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon.
Not a mean feat participating in the Lagos City Marathon. Well, this young man will be so proud of himself. What a race from the Nigerian.
It's a thing of joy to finally have a Nigerian. Not so sure, but I think it's just maybe within the top 10 or maybe just outside the top 10. Not lost my count on how many have crossed the finish line, but we shall give you all of those updates to tell you how it was having a Nigerian do it. And just to remind you, it's not the same person who we're looking at who did it in 2020. The first Nigerian, or the best record set by a Nigerian. Iliapam, that's the first Nigerian to cross the finish line in 2018. He did it with his wife and they set a record. And at this point in time, not the same can be said of the same person. It's now time for Joel Amadou Giang to hold on to his start and be celebrated at this point in time. Great stuff is done, great stuff for the country, great stuff for himself. And I tell you that it's just brilliant to see him again and make it happen. And just to remind you, the best record for the men for Nigeria is 2 hours, 25 minutes and 30 seconds. We'll confirm what exactly Joel Amadou Giang around this time around.
It's been an eventful race here in Lagos. It's been an eventful atmosphere here at the finishing line, the Eco Atlantic. Spectators, huge media presence, huge fanfare here at the finish line, waiting for these athletes to approach and make it to the finish line. We're still waiting for the very first women to make it past the finish line here in Eco Atlantic. Her Park continues to lead the charge. Once again, like I've always said so far in this race, it would definitely be a delight to see all athletes, all participating athletes for this race make it to the finish line.
I remember you prayed, Emmanuel, that over 30,000 athletes will cross the finish line. And I just smiled like, how do you see that happen? Some people would even do 5-10 minutes and they're done. But the consistency of some of these athletes gives me some joy. I said I was going to remind you of something earlier, and I'm going to bring that up so you can know what some athletes do when it comes to situations like this. It happened in 1968. A top athlete, John Stephen Akwari, he was a marathon runner. He represented Tanzania in that race in 1968. Something happened to him. He didn't win the race. He didn't win any medal. He came nowhere near at all. This Tanzanian went on to defeat pain and became one of the most popular athletes till date. He was never likely to win the men's marathon, but his chances were wrecked when he actually had an issue. It was a high altitude. He succumbed to cramps and then slowed down the progress of his race. Then the worst now came to happen to him. He actually fell to the ground. He actually also went on to gash his knee and it caused some dislocation. He smashed his shoulder against the pavement, and most observers seeing him thought something had happened to him. They saw him with injuries, assumed he would pull out of the race. But no way, he wasn't allowed to be taken to the hospital. John Stephen Aquari, went on with that race. He received medical attention and returned to the track to continue his race. And I tell you, Emmanuel, John Stephen Aquari in 1968, in that marathon race, stole the whole attention of that race because he went on to finish and cross the finish line, not minding the situation he found himself in that particular race in the marathon. That was in 1968. That's about 70 or close to 70 years from or 60 plus years from now. That's how much that man stood his ground. And it's just a great thing to see how athletes go on to do what they do. Maybe we'll be seeing some of those athletes also stand that ground and say, no matter what happens, I must complete this race. I can see the smiles from the beautiful ladies who are also waving at the cameras. The joy that they are here watching this will be a huge memory to them. So like I said, John Stephen Aquari might just be the motivation to a lot of athletes on this day. And like you mentioned, imagine we've seen all of 30,000 plus of athletes reaching the finish line just to make sure that they ran the race, even if they knew they were never going to win it.
Her far is nearly there. She's gone past the Atlantic gates. She continues to approach and make it to the finish line. 2 hours and 32 minutes into this race. As the sun pours down in Lagos, it is 2 minutes past the hour of 9 in Lagos. These athletes continues to run. It continues to show that they can make it. When I say all athletes make it to the finish line, I was thinking about hopefully all elite athletes, not just all athletes who participated in the race. It's just for some personal records and for some personal achievements, and also attaining some personal heights in such a special occasion as the 10th edition of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon.
Emmanuel, I was going to throw the same question you asked me earlier. Are you ready to run the next marathon race? Access Bank Lagos City Marathon, to be precise.
I definitely look the part. I definitely look the part. I think I can give it a go.
I shall give you a reminder.
Well, maybe at my own pace.
Okay. All cameras focused on that woman who's looking to do it again, like she did in 2023. And what a joy to be for her, Amanesh Hepa of Ethiopia, to finish this race as #1. It doesn't look like anyone is close. She's enjoying this. She's keeping up. She's holding on. That resilience, that perseverance, that gene from East Africa is what we're looking forward to seeing from that lady, Amanesh Hepa. Very, very close to the finish line. She most likely is going to be the one who comes out tops in this particular race.
Guta Meseret Herepa approaching the finish line in this race, the 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. Guta Meseret Herepa.
She did 2 hours 40 minutes the last time. She might be doing something lesser this time around. She's got a personal best of 2 hours and 31 minutes, and that's really, really close for her.
More athletes continues to make it past the finish line. For the men, 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. Well, no doubt these athletes will be pleased with what they've shown so far in this race. Not any mean feat participating and also making it past that finish line for this race. Still awaiting the first woman to make it past the finish line for this race.
Ladies and gentlemen, special shout out to all our sponsors. Thank you, Access Bank. We have the first female coming through. The first female.
And we have it. She's nearly there now.
And then the first original female.
Oh, so close. And nearly there, Guta.
She does it in 2 hours, 36 minutes. Amanaj, help her. She's done way better than what she did the last time. She did 2 hours, 40 minutes in 2023. What a great one for her. Yes, she couldn't meet up with her personal best of 2 hours, 31 minutes. But that's a great race for her, and that's the way to go. Guta is up next, and we're having our second come through in no time. We'll still have more men finishing in between. But the focus is on the top 3 finishers for the women. And we'll have Guta coming in second to take a silver medal.
If you're not here at the Cortland, where are you?
She's crossed that line, and it's a huge joy for her. What a way to make it happen. What a way to get this result for herself. What a brilliance she's shown from start and up on to this point. A joy that's on her face. You just know that she knew that she was going to be able to do this. She started it, and look at how far she has gone. We now wait for our third runner. As we see the governor of Lagos State, the Honorable Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, enjoying this one alongside some other top Lagosians. All focus on him. Emmanuel, this is a challenge to you. The governor showing some fitness at this point, and I know that you can do better.
Beautiful sights you can see on your screen. The Lagos State Governor, His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu, also doing his beats for the 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. Some beautiful scenes right here. This definitely encapsulates the support from the Lagos State Governor for this race. Well, he didn't run from the start, just to make it clear. But also to see him doing that little jogs and run-off, it's also a beautiful thing to behold. Oh, no pun intended, but we have to wait for the Lagos State Governor to also get to the finish line. He can do it. is not in competition with anybody. This is just personal. As he continues to jog and makes it to the finish line. His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu. In his Super Eagles tracksuit. Definitely a sport-loving governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. It's a huge support here for this Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. And the atmosphere has really come to life here at the finish line of the Eco Atlantic, as the cheerleaders, the spectators, and the marathon lovers who are here are bringing the atmosphere. Well, the Lagos State Governor is at the finish line. His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Now this is beautiful. Shows how supportive he is for this Access Bank Lagos City Marathon as far as it is concerned. Shout out to the governor. Also, not too far away, he is the chairman of the National Sports Commission, Alhaji Shehu Diko, who was spoken to earlier on by Tega in the studios. He's also happy that such spectacle has been held and put together in Nigeria, not just in Nigeria, but also in Lagos State. 2 hours, 43 minutes into this race. We've got a couple more artists, or athletes rather, who are close to making it to the finish line.
You need that support to carry on with competitions like this or events like this. And that's why the Lagos City Marathon has never gone down at any point in time. The continuity from Lagos State support has been something worthy of emulation. Kudos to the governor. Can also see some other top officials. They're doing everything to make sure that they cross the finish line.
War started at dawn, 6:30, and we are nearly there into the end stages of this 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. Once again, just to run you through the top 3 for the men as far as this race is concerned. We've got the 2023 winner, Kibe Kwech, who came out top. Nehemiah Kipyegon, also from Kenya, who came up second. And 2024 winner, Bernard Sang, in 3rd position. As this race continues, to wait for more athletes to make it to the finish line, we'll be giving you confirmation of the top 3 for the women.
His Excellency, Mr. Governor, we welcome you. Your presence guiding us. We made the right choice in electing him again.
This is definitely not easy for every outlet participating. You have to give it up. You have to give it up for these runners. You have to give it up to these runners for not just participating, but also making it this far into this race.
What a resilience. You can see the clear tiredness from the face. You can see that she just wants to make sure that she completes this race. You cannot go this far and drop down. That spirit of John Stephen Aquari has got to be in you, and that's what she's doing. She deserves every accolade she gets. She deserves all the support she gets. And this is what it takes to make it happen. What a joy to have athletes like this right here at the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon, the 10th edition. I would have just hoped that I could also do this. But if I can't, well, who am I not to celebrate a lady who has gotten closer to the finish line?
We've got the Kenyan who just made it to the finish line. Lodepa Frida Chepkite from Kenya. Immediately she gets herself hydrated.
Very much needed, Emmanuel. That's the only thing that can keep you at this point. Congratulations to Chepkite.
Well, it's been a beautiful race right here at the finish line. The fanfare has been exciting. But just to remind you, we've still got Tega in the studio as she takes us through her thoughts from what she's seen so far from the race.
You are welcome back to the What Network Studio, the official broadcast partners of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. My name is Tega Anojafe and I still have Otonye in the house. And my goodness, I had goosebumps with the runners coming in. Of course, the winner has won it before. In 2023, it was amazing to see another win, him win it again. But let's talk about the race so far. The time was good this year, wasn't it?
It was good, considering the weather. It
Yes.
was good. We consider that it was good. I think he did. When we check, we say I think he did about the best that he has done on this marathon because he has won it before 2023.
Yeah.
So that's good. He was familiar with the course. That was one. And if you had watched his running, he was very relaxed. So he left them a long time ago.
Exactly.
And I think his problem was that there was nobody to really push
pace
him.
yes. Because the minute that I saw him look at his wristwatch, I was like, this guy is ready to go. And boy, did he go. So he came first, Kipyegon came second, but the guy that came third was the guy that won it last year.
Oh, they usually do that. They usually do that. I think you had them like that. I think Sang in 2023 was third, if I remember right. So,
and so he went third,
like
first, and third again. But
like
still, he goes on with about $10,000. Great one for him. Let's talk about the women, though, because women made good time. And we're looking at the names of the women. These women have dominated in this race.
Yeah, it's like the same. They look like they're in the same family, but yes, the women tend to be more competitive. If you have also seen the World Marathon, the women have been breaking their record. You could say is the super shoes.
Could be shoes.
It could be the shoes, but the weather here is not something
that is when she won and she cut the ribbon. My goodness, Herpa, amazing. She was close to Guta, who came in second. Unfortunately, she was able to leave Guta behind. Guta has won it before and also finished as runner-up. Same with her.
Yeah.
So both women have dominated. But we can't talk about
times.
Yes, we can't talk about these people. This was Kibet when he cut the ribbon for the men. So, but we can't talk about all these winners without talking about the Nigerians, the homeboys, our constituency.
Oh yes, no, I'm very
and
happy.
we're talking about something that he didn't just win, but he also finished in top 8. And so that means he's going to win double prizes.
Yes,
Explain
the
that
thing
to me.
is that the Nigerian runners have the chance to win double prize. So we have the elite prize, which is in dollars, and we have the Nigerian prize, which is in naira. So if you come first top 8, you get the elite prize. But if in that top year you're also the first Nigerian, so you get the elite prize and
the Nigerian
so
prize.
he came first for the Nigerian. I think he was 8th on the elite. So
he's getting double.
His family is happy.
No, his family will be happy. He's getting double portion. He's getting the elite prize, which is about $4,000.
Yes, $4,000.
Yeah, about $4,000, and then he's getting paid in local currency, 2 million naira for being the first Nigerian to cross the line.
He's the first male Nigerian, because the female has done it before. So this is the first male
Nigerian.
So now
yeah, you see,
they are equal. Yeah, we were first, but now we're on equal level. So
all right. So that is so amazing. But first of all, I want to take this opportunity to thank all our sponsors, Access Bank. We want to thank Rob. We want to thank Salon Paz. We want to thank 7up. We want to thank Kia. We want to thank Airtel. We want to thank Rexona and Unilever. We want to thank all these amazing sponsors because they're the ones that put together this race that we are all enjoying. We also saw the governor of Lagos State run and complete his own race at the finish line. Now, the governor of Lagos State is obviously fit because he started running from the gate. I cannot even run from the roundabout. So he started coming in from the gate. It was great to see. Lagos State has done so well. They provided the security, they provided the infrastructure. They've built a city that is now based on tourism, starting from 30 December all the way up to the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. Lagos State has really been fantastic in supporting entertainment and sports, and the governor proved his support by competing in the race, albeit just around the area. He didn't compete in 42 kilometers, but he was able to complete the race. So thank you, Lagos State, for everything that you have done for us. So what have you enjoyed about the race so far? 2 hours 14 seconds.
Before the track and field athletes, I used to, the long distance used to be like, so too long, and then I started running. You see, it's like a click, it's like a drug for people. When you start, you can't stop because your body feels the benefit, especially your brain feels the capacity. So you can't stop. So for me, and then Lagos Marathon, it's a flat course, which is good, but it's also challenging because of things like the weather and then the third mainland bridge. So
it makes it hard. But 2 hours, 14 minutes and 16 seconds, not a bad time. That's not the official time. Yeah,
it's unofficial.
Unofficial time. The official time we'll hear, but the unofficial time, 2 hours, 14 minutes and 16 seconds. Now let's look at the prize money. Because when you run for 2 hours, you have to be running for a good cause. So, first prize. So, Kibet is going to go home with the first prize, and that's it, $50,000. Second position, $20,000. Third position, $15,000. But that's not all. Fourth position still gets to go home with $12,000. Fifth goes home with 10. Sixth goes home with 8. Seventh goes home with 6. And the eighth position, which is where Gyang, the first Nigerian, finished, and he's going to get that $4,000 for finishing in the 8th position, and then he's going to get this prize money for finishing as the first Nigerian to cross the line. So let's look at the prize money for Nigeria. First position, 2 million naira, and so Gyang is going home with $4,000 and 2 million naira. Only him, tithe and offering. All right, we go to second position, 1.5 million, and then third position goes home with 1 million. We get paid as a Nigerian that completed the race all the way to the 10th position. At that point in time, I think this is a lot of money, the Nigerian prize money from the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon 2025, 42 kilometers. Do you think with this time we can now start pushing for that platinum? Are we close? Are we getting close to that platinum label?
You have to do under 210, so it's doable. Because we've done 210, so we just have to do under the course record is 210.23. So we just have to put, it's doable.
It's doable.
It's a challenge, which for me, I like. Yeah. I like the challenge because it can, like I said, the Summer Olympics is in the summer. It's hot. Yeah. And they've done that thing before. They've done it before. So it's inviting, and now the trick is you now have to invite, because the platinum athletes, we will invite platinum A-list athletes.
Yes, and they can break that. And I even think that Kibet could have broken that if he were pushed. because he just, you know, he kept pacing himself and looking at his time. You could tell that he has something left in the gas tank up until he came here. So, like I said, that was the unofficial time. We do not know the official time yet, but fantastic it has been so far. I've had goosebumps just seeing the athletes come through and enjoy the race. This has been brilliant.
10 years running. See,
10 years.
We don't carry last. And if you realize something, and it's 10 years consecutively. Even COVID did not stop us.
Yes, even COVID did not stop us.
We don't
at this point in time, we didn't carry last. All right. So it has been a fantastic one at the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. We are going back now to our commentary position to get Emmanuel and Azubike in, and they're going to tell us what they are seeing so far from the live feed that is coming in. It has been the studios of the What Network. Emmanuel and Azubike, take it over.
Thank you so much, Tega, and once again, wonderful conversation in the studio as far as this Access Bank Lagos City Marathon is concerned for 2025. Well, we've seen a couple more athletes who's just made it past the finish line. Well, we've still got some couple of more confirmations to bring to you. As far as our Nigerians are concerned for this race, we've also got our first Nigerian to make it past the finish line, Gyang Boyi Nyango, the first Nigerian to make it past the finish line for the 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. And in second, we've got Boyi Solomon Nyango. And the interesting thing about this first and second finishes for both Nigerians is that they are brothers from the same father and from the same mother. So both Nyangos, the first and second place finish for Nigeria for this 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon.
The other time we had a husband and a wife, a couple. Though it's now we're having brothers, and that's the brilliant thing about Nigerians. That brotherliness and always wanting to carry each other along. We must give it to the Nyangos and the boys, whichever way you love to call them. The difference between both of them is Gyang, who's actually the winner, the man who actually did it for the first as a Nigerian and finished on number 8. So much money, like Tega mentioned, he's going to be making from this particular race, and that's just a good way to make it happen. Solomon also did a great one, and we celebrate these Nigerians who have done it for the men.
Well, one beautiful thing about this race is, well, not all athletes out in quote now race till the end. We saw some just walking. You know, also, you know, part of, you know, maybe keeping themselves fit, exercising their bodies, because it also takes a lot. It's not easy to also walk from the start point down to the finish point here. So it's something lovely to see as well. You know, this, I don't want to call them athletes, but also participating in this marathon so far.
I'll still leave them as athletes, Emmanuel. Doing this for almost 3 hours is no joke. Some have still been running for 3 hours. Some are still looking to come in. That perseverance, that John Aquarius spirit is still just in them, and that's what I really appreciate from the athletes who have participated in this Access Bank Lagos City Marathon race, the 10th edition, with that gold label. We're still hoping to get that platinum label. It's going to be a tough one, but beautiful for every athlete who have participated. I hope to see them again continue, and I'm still looking to see more of these athletes. We might not get up to the 30,000. A lot are going to fall by the way. I think marathon is just a story of life, or just the irony of life itself, where you start all with some huge numbers, but keep getting the word, aim for the sun, and try as much as possible to finish among the stars. And these are some of them who have finished among the stars. Really brilliant to tell you. I love the fact that they have done some great job, and they've done some very wonderful stuff for themselves. Congratulations to the Nigerians and every athlete that participated right here.
Once again, we'll continue to talk about the Nyangos, the Nyango brothers, the first and second Nigerians who made it past the finish line for the 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. Once again, interesting thing from the conversation Tega had in the studio earlier on, Nyango is in that top position for the elite prize money winner, and also in a position for the Nigerian prize money winner. Talking about the prize money for the first position for the elite athletes, $50,000. Second position is $20,000. $15,000 for the third position. For the fourth position, $12,000. For the fifth position is $10,000. For the sixth position is $8,000. For the seventh position is $6,000. And for the eighth position, it is $4,000. And for the Nigerian prize money, as far as this race is concerned, first position is 2 million naira. Second position is 1.5 million naira. Third position is 1 million naira. Fourth position is 500,000 naira. Fifth position is 200,000 naira. Sixth position is 100,000 naira. Seventh position is 50,000 naira. Eighth position is 50,000 naira. Ninth position is also 50,000 naira, all the way down to the 10th position. So Nyangos falling into these two categories for the elite prize money and also for the Nigerian prize money. Interesting insights, interesting conversation, and happy Valentine's to the Nyangos.
Emmanuel, why did you take it in this direction? These guys would have been focused on this race, not taking any calls. Maybe, but the most important thing is the fact that Solomon and Gyang would have just been having the mind that let everything that is called a Valentine stay back. This is their own Valentine's, and they have done it. What a way to make it happen. And I love the fact that finishing in the top 10 was their major target, and they made it happen for themselves. Gyang doing this one. It's a brilliant one, $4,000 and 2 million naira. I've been trying to do the calculation in my head, Emmanuel. I'm not the best when it comes to mathematics. I know you're very good at that.
That is why you should run next year.
Let me do the calculations first and be sure that it's something that can, buy me a house in Banana Island.
Well, in general, what can you say about the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon? We know this is a special edition because it is the 10th year. They've been doing this for a decade. But from the start point to the finish point to the fanfare here at the finish point, the atmosphere, the excitement, I mean, just walk us through what you've made of this event so far.
It's been really beautiful, Emmanuel. This is world class. And all of these things are also added, not just breaking the records as far as races are concerned or reaching that 2-hour mark. The other things that are needed, Lagos State will always give it to you. And I tell you, some are even still coming. So I must give it, like I said, if I was to rate over 10, I should give Access Bank 9, Access Bank of Lagos City Marathon, 9.5 over 10. And you might say I'm sentimental, but I tell you, the organization has been really top notch. Is it the security you want to talk about? The road closure and people organizing themselves to understand that these roads are closed. And it's been like that for for years now, 10 years back to back. First off, let me also say kudos to the Lagosians who have taken our time to say, okay, these 8 hours that these roads are going to be closed, we are going to be cooperative. They've seen this as a part of February, a particular day that has been picked for every of those races, and they never make any noise about it. That's the brilliant thing about Lagosians, and I must say kudos to them for making that move. You talk about the race from the start. While it was done, we saw how organized it was, and everybody understanding that this is a big thing as far as Nigeria is concerned, and they put themselves together. Then you talk about the beauty, the arrangement, the noise about it. Every media house, kudos to all of them that made sure that this race is spoken about and even advertised on their platforms. Talk about the newspapers, talk about the radio stations, talk about the TV stations, and talk about what network itself. I tell you, all of this put together has made the Lagos City Marathon one of the best you can ever think about. And like I said earlier, Emmanuel, 9.5 over 10 is the score for me giving it to the Lagos City Marathon. From start to finish, no single mistakes. The coverage and from start to the finish line. Also still following up on athletes who are still coming up. And look at the beautiful scenes. The expatriates, let me use that word, who have come down to Nigeria to make it up. Remember, I was talking about different communities in the country, the Indians, the Chinese, the Ugandans, and this is just one of those tribes that I just mentioned. They've come down here to say, we might not be able to cross the finish line, but we want to participate in the Access Bank Lagos City. If they were not comfortable in the country or in a city like Lagos, you will be seeing them participating in things like this. And that's how beautiful Lagos is. So give it to Lagos generally, but give it even more to the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon organizers. I must say kudos to Nilayo Sports Management Limited. What they've been doing for the last 10 years is really, really great. I tell you, that conjunction with Access Bank and also Lagos State government has made it a big sport, and more international attention is being called. We saw a couple of them yesterday, I tell you, and at the World Press Conference, I was actually there to witness a couple of things. I saw some great names that were there to just witness what is happening in the country. You can imagine a top name like Nadim Khan from the World Athletics coming in there to see what is happening in this country. It is really huge. You bring in a man like Yusuf Ali, who's now the general manager for the marathon, speaking on the aspect of the event and one of the huge planners of this. I must say kudos to these organizers and all they've done to make sure that these stood till date. Brilliant. And like I said, it's going to just get better over the years.
Miles to memories, the team for this year's event. But every step is a story. Every step that these athletes have taken in this journey since the beginning of this race is a story. It's a bind between the past and the future. Miles to memory will continue to live on. The 2025 edition of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon is indeed a special occasion and a special event. It's been a wonderful spectacle here. Once again, just to remind you, the live production is brought to you by What Network. I want to say thank you to all the sponsors who have taken part in this event.
I talk about the sponsors. Number one has to be the lead sponsor, the headline sponsor, the one who's made this happen, Access Bank. We say thank you. We say thank you also to 7-Up. Every drink, every bottle of water, Aquafina you have had throughout the games, throughout the race, has been provided by 7-Up Bottling Company. Kia Motors have also been a huge sponsor for this. Everything that's got to do with automobiles, all through the race, they made it happen. Airtel, we say thank you for being the #1 telecoms network to also make this a big deal. Casio have done so well over the years, and they're still very much right here in this one. Rexona, making sure that you always have that very lovely smell anytime you step out with that confidence. We'll say second place. Thank you for also being a huge sponsor. PZ, Value Jets is also one very huge sponsor, one of the biggest aviation companies in Nigeria. Easy Tipping, I got to understand more about Easy Tipping yesterday. How you can tip without actually giving people money on the road and downloading the app. Thank you for being a huge sponsor of this one. Cash Token, thank you. Brilla FM also say thank you. Eco Atlantic will say thank you. And who will I round off with if not What Network, who has made this really big, putting this one on your screen, where you can watch from anywhere across the world and spreading this across into our local stations and even the ones that have gone international. Thank you all to the sponsors. And it's really beautiful to have this happen. Without you, not sure we'll be having the Lagos City Marathon continue in this light and on this level that it has gotten to. It's a beautiful scene. We just have the stands for the podium finishes and the medals presented. So we wait for that. Even athletes are still crossing the line. Don't forget, it's the 10th edition of the gold level Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. It's been held since 2016 and we've had different winners. And the latest winner is the same man who's doing it for the second time. The same man who won it in 2023, Edwin Kibet Koek of Kenya, doing it in some better fashion this time around. We've also got Abraham Kiptum, who did it in 2016. 2017 was also Abraham Kiptum again. 2018 we had Abraham Kiprotich from France. And just to remind you that Abraham Kiptum is from Kenya. In 2019, we had Sitayo Legese of Ethiopia. In 2020, the record was set for this particular Access Bank Lagos City Marathon by David Bamasai. In 2021, we had Emmanuel Naibe, also from Kenya. And in 2022, it was Deresa Geleta of Ethiopia. 2023 had Edwin Kibet Koek, the man who has done it again today. Missed his flight, came in here very late yesterday, but was still able to do it against all odds. Bernard Sang did it in 2024, that was last year, and now he's finished second and leaving it to the latest winner, Edwin Kibet Koek from Kenya. For the women, from 2016 we had Alima Hassan from Ethiopia. In 2017 we had Rhoda Jebkori. In 2018 it was Amenes Hepa. In 2019 it was Meseret Dinke. In 2020 we had Sharon Cherub. 2021 gave us a new winner in Meseret Dinke, the same lady who did it in 2019. And in 2022 it was Siranesh Yaga from Ethiopia. 2023 had Amenes Hepa of Ethiopia. And in 2024 we had Kebene Chala, also of Ethiopia. We've got a new winner in 2025. The same lady who did it in 2023 has done it again. So it looks like a repeat of 2023 for 2025. I will say kudos to that beautiful lady, Amenes Hepa, doing it again. And even in better time, 2 hours, 36 minutes. She did it this time around in 2023. She did it in 2025 again, just in better time. So kudos to the Ethiopians dominating the women's event, and kudos to the Kenyans dominating the men's event. What a way to make it happen. And I tell you again that the course record was set in 2020 for both male and female. For female, it was Sharon Cherub of Kenya. She did it in 2 hours, 31 minutes and 40 seconds. And for the men, it was David Bamasai rather, as I mentioned earlier. He did it in 2020 for Kenya with 2 hours, 10 minutes and 23 seconds. A course record that was set by 2 top athletes. The Nigerians are also not left out. We had the husband and wife doing it for the best times earlier on. And now we have 2 brothers doing it also from Nigeria. What a way to make it happen. The best of it for these top athletes, for themselves. What a way to see that Nigerians are also not giving up. That man Giang finished on number 8, winning $2,000 or $4,000 and also 2 million naira for finish as an elite athlete and also as the first Nigerian to cross the finish line. Giang Boy Nyango, his brother, came second. Boy Solomon Nyango. What a way to see these top athletes do it for themselves. 2 brothers who must have done a lot back then most likely in Jos. Gone through those mountains, those hills, gone through the high altitude and making sure that the results come their way. Kudos to every athlete who has performed right here, as we still see some of them going all the way to make it happen. I've got my man Emmanuel right here, the man who has given me a couple of time to say what I have to say. And I know he's got a lot of stuff for you at this point. Emmanuel, thank you so much, sir.
We wait to see if the platinum status will be given to the Lagos City Marathon. Still on the gold medal status, but we hope from what we've seen today, if the platinum will be awarded today. Well, that time couldn't be beaten, that record time of 2 hours and 10 minutes. But I mean, it's just fine margins. So we hope at the end of the day, the World Athletics might just, consider and say, okay, yes, the Lagos City Marathon, I'm doing this for over 10 years. Let's throw the platinum medal status. And if that status is being attained and is being achieved, more prize monies for the runners for next edition. And I mean, this 10th edition has sets us up for an interesting 11th edition. We wait to see what the organizers will bring forth for the next edition. Just to specify, we are currently on the gold label status. But the key targets for this edition was to achieve the platinum status. But we don't know yet what the decision from the World Athletics will be. But we are keenly anticipating an interesting 11th edition of the Lagos City Marathon. But indeed, the 10th edition here today has been really great from what we've seen so far. But we've still got more excitement to come for you. We've got a couple of A-list artists here to entice the fans here at the finish line at the Eco Atlantic. But just before those performances, we've got Tega Onojaife still in the studios as she continues to grin and smile in the aftermath of the races we've witnessed today.
And we are back at the What Network studio of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. My name is Tega Onojaife and I still have Otoye in the house, and it has been such an amazing time at the marathon. And it's great to have Otoye in the house because she's a runner. And remember, she represented Nigeria at medal level, silver medal, right?
Well, that was for triple jump.
Yeah,
Then
that
one of the
jump.
professional athletes. But now I'm a fitness runner. I actually went for the world, the first world road racing championship. So it does 1 mile, 5 kilometers, and the half marathon. So I did the half marathon.
How from triple jump to half marathon?
It was a health thing. It was a health thing. I had to build my, because I have allergies, respiratory related allergies, and so I had to build my cardio-respiratory capacity. So running is one of the best
way to do it. Yes, and speaking about running for different reasons, she had to build her respiratory allergy something
capacity.
But there are people that are coming in from the 10 kilometers race that are running for all sorts of reasons. Some are running, some are walking, some are riding their bikes.
Some are networking.
Some are networking, yes, we network while we're walking.
Some are workaholics.
Some are already workaholics.
Walking.
They're just walking
yes.
for a reason. And so we have the 10-kilometer race, and that is the one used to incorporate the community, the fitness community, to promote fitness and health in the society. Like I said, Lagos is pushing itself to become the capital for entertainment and sports around the world. And fitness, healthy living, all of that is part of the entertainment. And the 10 kilometers walk is amazing. But it's been fantastic so far. But let's talk about these 10 kilometers that people are hustling for medals for. They started at 9:30. How long does it take them to? So what's the story behind that? How long does it take them to complete?
So for an elite runner, I would say about 20-something minutes.
Oh, that's
for
quick.
me, I usually do it in like 50-something minutes. I'm a fitness runner. There's a difference. Then for everybody else, to be about an hour, give or take an hour. Yes. So everybody has different levels.
Different levels.
Yes.
So in about 20-something minutes, we'll start seeing the athletes coming. The men coming in before the women start coming in.
Early 20s for the men, late 20s probably for the women, or late 20s, the early 30s for the women.
Okay, all right. So that's a 10-kilometer walk. Fantastic. We are waiting to see those people coming in. Like I said, different reasons. Just to go over the reminder, the race has already been won. The unofficial time, 2:14:16. Unofficial time. We'll get the official time later. And again, this race was won by a Kenyan, Kibet. A Kenyan came second, Kipyegon, and a Kenyan came third, Bernard Sang. Bernard Sang also is defending champion for last year. He's no longer defending again.
Well,
because he
was the defending champion.
He was the defending champion from last year. That's on the men's side. On the women's side, we have Alamenesh Guta who came second, and we have Hepa who came first. And so we wait to see how all of this pans out. All of those ones from Ethiopia. Again, on the women's side, the Ethiopians dominate. On the women's side, on the men's side, the Kenyans dominate. And we've talked about the prize money, $50,000 for both men and women. Gender equality ticked. All right, and then second prize is $20,000, and third prize is $10,000. There's money, $15,000. Sorry, yes. There's money all the way down to the 8th position on the elite runner side, and the 8th position this year on the men's side is a Nigerian. So he won $4,000 on the elite side, and he won 2 million naira. being the first Nigerian to cross the ribbon. So he won both sides. Nigerians winning everywhere. And we heard earlier from the chairman of the National Sports Commission, where Shehu Diko said that they're going to open training centers in Jos and they're going to open training centers in Taraba. And you know that those weather conditions are conducive for long distance running. So as a country that has built 10 years of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon, it is great to see that there is plan for continuity, and they're even going to secondary schools to get amateur athletes to train them particularly for these long distance races, and hopefully we'll be able to dominate in Nigeria and even start winning at the elite level. Also, just to run through, we are pushing for the platinum label at the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. First of all, we are gold right now, and we became gold in 2023.
Around about that time.
So
but also we were the fastest race to go to silver label.
Yeah, it was I think it was
4 years.
4 years. Fastest race to go to silver level. And then we went on to gold. And now we're pushing for platinum.
Yes.
And remember, what did you say about the how we can push for platinum? What are the conditions we need again?
The requirements is that the standard of athletes, we have to invite at least three platinum athletes, male and female. 4 gold, male and female. The dope testing will increase, not just blood test, dope test, but you do blood test also. The time that they run has to be under 2 hours, 10 minutes. That's on there too, and it's doable. Once you invite platinum athletes,
it's doable. Like I said,
top level platinum is doable.
It's doable. Like I said, this time we could have pushed it more if the person that came first had somebody pushing him. But let's see how it goes. We're trying to push for platinum, and we are hoping that we can get to push for platinum
and break another record.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick break now, and when we come back, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be talking to our commentators, right? Should we take that quick break? Oh, let's touch on one more thing. I was going to talk about what we have in Jos. What is the weather condition in Jos that makes it so great?
I don't know if anybody has been to Jos. Like one of the criteria that could help you break a record or set your personal best is the weather condition, and the most conducive temperature is between 7 degrees and around 18 degrees. If you go to Jos, anybody that has been to Jos will know it can go down to like 8.
Whoa! Are you serious?
So if we have a camp there, and we know that Giang, all the Nigerian runners we have winning are from that area.
Yeah, the first Nigerian Giang, and his brother, apparently his brother came second.
It seems to be a family business.
It's a family business.
Yeah, brother-in-law, the wife.
Everybody, they're kind of related, intertwined.
Yes.
Yeah, because his wife is Deborah Pam, who also won last year, and I think she has the course record, the fastest time.
She has won it multiple times.
So it's a family business. His brother came second, so there's 3.5 million naira going to that family just from the 2025 Lagos City Marathon alone. So yes, like you said, that part of the country may just be the right conducive part.
And we might not have even discovered the fastest person. Not everybody can travel to Lagos and compete for the Lagos City Marathon.
Exactly, but if you bring it home, they can just jog from their houses.
So all the Kenyans in Nigeria will just meet in one place, and we will do, when just say 50 or even $10,000, you will see
the runners. Then you will know that we have more runners. Okay, so far we have spoken about the Nigerians. The first and second runner-up came in 2 million naira for the first Nigerian, 1.5 million naira for the second Nigerian, and like I told you, the 2 Nigerians that came in, brothers, and the family has gone away with 3.5 million naira. All right, so thank you so much, Otoye. It has been, Otoye Iworima is just an amazing Nigerian, but thank you so much for sitting with us, and thank you so much for coming into the studio, and thank you for your expertise, because we needed all that knowledge.
Thank you. Sports is what I do.
Sports is your life, yes. All right, let's go back to the crowd now. We have been talking a lot about the people participating. Let's talk about the crowd that is here, the turnout of the crowd. First of all, there were 30,000 runners, but let's look at the crowd that has come out the people that were in their houses, the people that were trying to participate. This is the crowd that has shown up. So I want to say this, the support is massive. We have been able to get the community, we have been able to get the times, to get the crowd here. So it's amazing to see this kind of turnout. Lagos State is doing great work to improve the tourism and improve sports and fitness in the state. You can see that people are buying into it. They are trying to get into the stadium. There's still going to be an after concert after this. So we are waiting for the after concert, but first of all, we are going to focus on the fitness and the crowd that has turned out today. Everywhere there is support, everywhere is full, and it's young people looking to be healthy, looking to be fit, looking to just continue participating. We first start as watchers, then we come in as participants, and there are medals for all of these things. So you can see the crowd there. I think they're waiting for their medals. They just completed their turns, and everybody is trying to get their medals. Let's see how this goes. They want to see the elite athletes. They want to be a part of this by all means, and you don't only get to be a part of it by running. You get to be a part of it by supporting and watching. All right, so that's the finish line. You can see the crowd there. Everywhere has been kept to let some runners come in. Like I said, the 10 kilometers started at 9:30, and so in about 10-15 minutes we should start seeing those runners come in from Lekki. All right, and this is how it has been. I have back in the studio with me. It is amazing to have you back. I have back in the studio with me Azubike Onitsha and Emmanuel Sebastian. You were following the race from the stadium. You were following the race, and you were on point. With every step, you had a word for every step. Your commentary has been amazing and fantastic. But let me take you away from your commentary, and not like as a commentator, but as an observer. How did you see this race from start to finish?
Well, it was really competitive. I loved every bit of it from the start to the finish. You know, this is a marathon race. Like I said on commentary, like I said to us, don't be who first score police in weekends. When the race begins, you see the initial graph from each of the athletes. As the race keeps on going, different checkpoints, different points, then you start to see the real marathon runners showing their real ability in this kind of race, in these long distance races, because running a marathon is different from the normal race where you just run all through.
Yeah.
There are different techniques at every stage. Do you want to start with a fast pace? Do you want to take it slow so you maintain your energy down to the very end? Obviously, like we predicted at the initial stages, the Kenyans once again showing their techniques in this race. So it was wonderful from the start to the very finish. At some point we saw a leading pack of 5 athletes together, but approaching the finish line at the
Salvation was a one-man business.
Exactly.
Everybody by himself.
We start seeing the clear picture of who is going to win the race. So it was really
so the judgment came through. At some point, speaking of that, Azubike, at some point it was Kibet that was 5th. And Bernard Sang had overtaken the Pacers and all. And next thing we knew, it was Kibet that came and the second person that came in was far behind. How? What story does that tell?
He said something. I wouldn't want to repeat his statement, but the beautiful thing is the fact that there is something called consistency and perseverance. I think that's what Koek showed in this particular one. Almost the same time he did the last time when he won it in 2023. It was a fantastic race he did in 2023. This time around, just about 6-7 seconds between what he ran in 2023 and what he ran now. Let me now also let you know that he missed his flight, had to get into Nigeria late.
Yeah. So he came in at night.
Very late
in
at
the morning.
As I we're trying to just So I think we slept at the same time, maybe 10, 11. And look at what he's been able to.
If he slept at all.
If he slept at all, exactly.
All right. So
look at the consistency.
Let's just run through the official results that have come in so far. Because like you heard, Kibet came in at night. He missed his flight and came in late at night and early hours of this morning without any rest. He was able to win the race. So let's look at the result. This is the result. Kibet Koech, he was the 2023 winner, and he came first this year again. Also Nehemiah Kipyegon came second, and then Bernard Sang, who won last year, former defending champion, now finished third. And this is just amazing to see them. This is second time he's finishing third, yeah?
He won it last year.
Yeah, he won it in 2024, but he was third in 2023.
So maybe we'll win next time.
So maybe we'll win next time again.
But the man in the middle, I think it drew my attention. I went to make some research. I found out he did it in Munich. He was a debutant in Munich and went on to win that same race. So he brought that same spirit down to Nigeria. He did it in October in Munich.
Yeah.
So you see, there's something called consistency and also projection, not just leaning back and saying, "I think I've won this, I'm fine."
Yeah.
Just to show you how big the Lagos, the Access Bank Lagos.
Exactly, and those are that's
races.
the quality of athletes we are bringing to Lagos. Kipyegon had won in Munich, came back to Nigeria to run here, and we are pushing for platinum. So just know that these are the quality, the elite athletes we are bringing in. Let's look at the women's part now, because let's see the women winners, because that was interesting to watch. At some point in time, it was 3 of them, and then it became 1. So let's look at the winner again. She's a serial winner from Ethiopia. So on the men's side is the Kenyans that won on the men's side. On the women's side again, the Ethiopians that won on the women's side.
You know, like I said on commentary, I mean, whatever the men can do, the women can do.
Whatever
the
Kenyan men can do.
What the Kenyan man can do, the Ethiopian woman can do better.
So, you know, the Kenyans dominated the male aspect, and the Ethiopians dominated the female category. It was really competitive, like I said earlier. So at some point we saw, I think for large parts of the race, there were 3 Ethiopians compatriots together in the race. And at some point when we got closer to the finish line, I think it was Hereka who, you know, started, you know, separating herself from the other leading parts as well. So, you know, these Ethiopians also are long distance runners, not just the Kenyans now, just all over the world and all over the globe. They know how to, you know, participate in these long distance races. You know, the Kenyans, the Ethiopians, the Ugandans. I mean, when you talk about top 2-3 countries who know how to go through these long distance races, they are the Kenyans and the Ethiopians. So, you know, it's good that we don't want to see one country dominating all categories, the men and the women. So I just love the fact that while the Kenyans took all the top 3 for the males, I love the fact
women
that the women are the Ethiopians.
Let's talk about the Nigerians though.
Oh, the brothers.
The brothers. They came here and swabbed 3.5 million naira, just like that, in a few hours.
You understand? They started, and you know the beautiful thing, finishing 8th, Giang, doing $4,000 and also 2 million naira.
Yes.
So I'd like to meet him before I leave this.
You want to collect your percentage?
No,
of the... Okay, you just want to congratulate.
No, we just shake hands.
All right. It's been so amazing. It's been so amazing. We are not collecting from anybody. They all earned their findings. So we want to say thank you to Azubike and Emmanuel. You've done a fantastic job. It was amazing commentary, and it has been amazing commentary from the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. An amazing time. Again, the Kenyans won on the men's side and the Ethiopians won on the women's side. And of course, the Nigerians weren't left out, winning on 2 ends, both as an elite athlete and the first Nigerian to cross the line. On that note, we want to say thank you so much to all our sponsors. Thank you to all our stations, NTA, AIT, Silverbird Television, LTV, and Better Sports, for taking this around the world. And thank you for staying tuned to watch us at the 10th Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. My name is Tega Anojaife, and I have been your host on this broadcast. See you again next year when we'll come maybe with a Nigerian winner. Bye.
Let it flow, let it flow. Let it flow, let it flow. I be Jesus speaking. Who are you? Who you be? Who be you? I be Jesus speaking.